The fear of making mistakes is holding you back. The fear of looking silly is holding you back. People really don't understand that the need to impress other people is really delaying your growth and what you have for you. And you really have to have the idea and remember that no one else is responsible for you. We're talking about adults, right? No one else has the responsibility of you. And for some people, they find that out earlier than others. For some people, that's 15. For some people, that's 16. Whatever. For most, it starts around anywhere between 18 and 20. At 18 in the United States of America, you're a legal adult, right? And other countries, it's younger or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. What you have to keep in mind and understand is that fearing what other people think is delaying you from having the things that you desire. No one is just born with such a gift that they never have to learn anything. You're saying, what do you mean? Well, if you got a young child, it's under the age of, let's say, 14, 15, right? Let's say if I've got a 5-year-old child and I give them keys to the car and tell them to drive to the store, right? They're not going to be able to do it. They probably going to get in the car and they're going to look at it and then put their hands on the steering wheel and pretend they're driving, but they're not going to go anywhere. Why? Because they're not ready for it yet. Now, when a child turns about 15, 14, 15, most parents start talking with their children about driving and the things that they need to do. And people get interested and the kids get interested and everything like that. Same child, different time frame, right? And even once when they start learning to drive, they have to learn. I can't say because they couldn't drive at 5, they'll never be able to drive. I can't say that because they didn't really know how to drive at 15, they'll never be able to drive. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes repetition. And so a lot of you are missing out on some things and, oh, I don't want to do this. And, oh, I don't want to do this. And, oh, I don't want to do this. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, success is on the other side of difficulty. Success is on the other side of difficulty. Just get that out there. And you have to understand that. You have to keep that in mind. Right? Why are we saying running from the difficult things is why you may be in the situations that you are? There's a lot of basic things that people struggle with, right? I was having a conversation with another barber the other day, and we were talking about looking at tutorials and everything like that. And I've looked at tutorials over and over. and over, over and 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 over. I said, and I was saying to him, I said, one of the things that I'm learning is, people introduce these systems. They talk about this system and that system and everything of that nature. And at the end of the day, they're all the same. Oh, no, 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 no. They different. No, they're all the same. In order to get a ball fade, there's got to be a bald section. Now, how you create that bald section, I don't put lines in. Okay, still have to do the same process, right? Still open, halfway closed. If you got detachable blades, you got to switch the different blades, or you have to change the angle at which you hold the clippers in order to detail and knock those things out. So the ability to do that comes with time. But guess what? When I change the angle of the clipper, I'm still doing the same idea of open, half, close. I'm just letting you know. So what does that mean? Some people, I've seen barbers with such bad habits, or they're trying to move so fast and so quick, and you're like, why are you doing this? And you can see every single step that they skip. You can see every one. Every single step that they skip, you can see it. I'm just letting you know. So how do you fix it? You do the steps, right? Now, just to talk about it, and one barber in particular I'm familiar with. He's looked around, he's tried to figure out, like, how is this, how does this work? And he's like, I don't understand, but you're skipping the steps. And a lot of times, not just in barbering, as far as the act of cutting hair, it's a lot of the steps that barbers are. It's a lot of the steps that barbers are skipping, right? Barbers are doing things like, oh man, like, I'm making all this money, but I don't never put it in the bank. Or, hey, I'm going to claim the bare minimum on these taxes because, they ain't going to take all my money. All right. Well, now you have to, and yeah, they ain't gonna take all my money. Well, didn't that messes you up for your future? Now you have to attach yourself to someone who has legitimacy, who is showing and can prove their wealth because they might have a job and a W-2. But instead, like, if you want to be independent, but you have to understand the rules of independence. And independence from a job is really an entrepreneur or an investor. Either way, you're doing business for yourself, right? And so a lot of the things that the company, in which you said you did not like or you disliked or whatever, a lot of ways that the things that the company was doing for you, you now have to learn to do for yourself. So did you make the right decision or did you not? Not. And it's not whether you made the right decision to be an entrepreneur, because I believe that everyone should be in business for themselves in some form or fashion, right? Whether they're invested in the business or they're actually working on and running the business. Now, hear me out. If you aren't willing to learn the things that you need to do, you need to go on this thing called the internet that's on most of our smartphones. You need to pull up a business checklist of things that you need to have, and you need to ensure that you have those. I don't know, it comes down to something like a EIN number, registered with the state, uh, a business bank account, an accountant or a CPA, some sort of tracking to do bookkeeping, maybe QuickBooks. Uh, like those are the basics. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of you are in business and you out here on the new fad. I'm standing on business, and you don't even have the basic business requirements, but you standing on business. You tell me you standing on business. I know you. If you tell me I'm standing on business, I can almost 100% guarantee that within 30 seconds to a minute, I can ask you enough questions to show that you're not. Can ask you enough questions. Because you telling me that you standing on business is about impressing other people. I'm an owner. Hey, be the first one to tell you that owning something, running a business is not easy. It is a headache. But the results on the back end, the belief in the belief in yourself, the pushing forward, right? I saw this today, and I thought it was so good. Somebody said, I believe it was Alex Hermosi. If you don't know who he is, great business guy. You'll probably enjoy him. But hear me out. Alex Hermosi said that being an entrepreneur is a test of will, not a test of intellect. And I thought about it for a minute. And when my grandmother, my great grandfather, I never had a chance to meet her. My great grandfather um, grew up during segregation, all of those types of things. My great grandfather was a very, very wealthy man. Okay. He had a really, really good job, but he was also a businessman in the community. He had rooming houses. He was uh, basically the neighborhood's bank. My great grandmother did hair, all of these, sorts of things, right? Now, follow me with this. So they did that. And my great grandfather amassed a great wealth in a segregated South. My great grandfather, on a yearly basis, was able to go to Detroit, pick a vehicle off the assembly line, have them put it on a train, and deliver it to him. He would do this every year. Okay. Now, and let me tell you one thing that sums it up in the fact of what I said. It's about will and not intellect. My great grandfather couldn't read. Couldn't read. He amassed all of this wealth and could not read. So I'm asking you, what are you saying is holding you back? Like there's no excuse. There absolutely is no excuse. I'm not tech savvy. If you got a smartphone and you don't know how to work it, come on now. Hey, my granddad is not tech savvy. He has an iPhone, and it's the weirdest thing. If you ask anybody in my family, probably once a week, maybe twice a week, I will get a text message from my granddad. Now I know he didn't type it, but he figured out how to use the voice to text so he could text because he knows. Follow me now. He knows that that's the trend and that's the way that people communicate. So what has he done? He's figured out how he could participate in the current state of communication. How can I talk to everybody? Everybody texting. All right. You sitting there watching my granddad, beep, hey, send a text message to so and so. Tell them I said hello and I hope they're doing well. Ding, sent. What you making excuses for? Like I said in the beginning, you're afraid to mess somebody up. Guess what? Get over it. It's going to happen. And again, it goes back to what I just said. It's about a test of will. Because you know how strong you have to be in an environment where you know that you're not going to provide a top tier product or you can't provide a top tier service at the moment, but you're going to get there and you're learning and you're pushing through. Pushing through. Keep going. Do you get it? You know how important that is? It's about will. Can I push through? Can I make it? Right? And I believe we may have talked about this the other day. We may not have, but we're gonna talk about it just for a second. At a point in my life, I used to run from everything. Right? Oh, that's hard. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, this is hard. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, this is hard. I'm not gonna do that. And guess what happened to my life? My life got harder. Running from difficulties made life more difficult. But I was still running until I went to boot camp and I was there and I had the mentality of, okay, I understand that this is going to be difficult. I understand that this could be a challenge. I said, you know what? I'm not going to quit and I'm only going to do this one time. So what did that make me do? Every single time I had any activity, anything going on, I gave it my all. Listen, I didn't know what I was being graded on, but I knew I'm here. I might as well do the best that I can. And if I came away from the event or from the moment or whatever was going on and I felt like I had done my best, I'm cool with that. And there was a coach, the drill instructors, pushing me along the way. Let me see if I can pull this up. Give me 1 second, guys. And you have to understand like what this speech, and this is the speech that they give at the beginning of every um this is the speech they give at the beginning of every cycle that starts. All right. Um, and I want you to break this down. I want you to think about this and what I said. I couldn't give up. And so it starts off. Sit up straight and look at me. My name is Staff Sergeant so and so. I'm your senior drill instructor. I'm assisted in my duties in my duties by my drill instructor blank and drill instructor blank. Our mission is to train each one of you to become a United States Marine. A Marine is characterized as one who possesses the highest military virtues. He obeys orders, respects his seniors, and strives constantly to be the best in everything he does. Discipline and the spirit are the hallmarks of a Marine. Each one of you can become a Marine. Here's where it gets good. If you instill discipline and spirit, we will give every effort to train you, even after some of you have given up on yourselves. Boom! Right there. When I heard that, I said, oh, even if I try to quit, you ain't going to let me quit? That's what I took that as meaning. We will give every effort to train you, even after some of you have given up on yourselves. I'm telling you, as an 18-year-old kid, I was sitting right there and I said, so you really support me. You really here to support me. And guess what? If anybody been to boot camp, they're here to support you, all up in your grill, right? AT&T reach out and touch somebody. They right there. Don't you worry about it. They got eyes on you like a hawk at all times. But let's finish it off. And then I want you to think about this, guys. And this is something that I heard, and this is kind of how I treat a lot of things in my life. We will give every effort to train you, even after some of you have given up on yourselves. Starting now, you will treat all Marines with the highest level of respect. For we have earned our place as Marines, and we will accept nothing less than that from you. We will treat you as we do our fellow Marines, with firmness, fairness, dignity, and compassion. At no time will you be physically abused, verbally abused, or verbally threatened by any Marine or recruit. If anyone has abused or mistreated you, I expect you to report such incidents. Now, we could have stopped at the earlier point, but I wanted to close it out, and I wanted to read the full thing, because if any Marines are listening, I'm pretty sure I just jogged a good memory for you, because that was a very, very big thing. But I just want you to think about that, guys. Like, I'm 18 years old when I hear this for the first time, and the only time that I heard it without seeking it. I'm 18 years old when I hear this for the first time. And I don't think, even in sports, and I played a lot of sports growing up, I don't think anybody has ever said, we will give every effort to train you, even after you have given up on yourself. I'm going to say it again. We will give every effort to train you, even after you've given up on yourselves. And I'm going to say this for the barbershop owners. I'm going to say this for the barbers training people. I'm going to say this for barber instructors. I'm going to say, yes, did some people not make it in boot camp? That's true, right? But if you've done your due diligence, you know what it's like learning in the game. And I don't understand why some of you think like you're like, oh, I can't find no real trained barber. No, you got to train them. They come with a good work ethic. They don't have the skill. They come with good skills. They don't have the work ethic. Like, you've got to train them, and different trainings are needed for different people. And let's be honest, different things are needed for different people. And you've got to figure out how to communicate with whatever it is you got going on. You are in the business of community service, and in community service, just like they say in biblical terms, right? Church starts at home. Community service starts at home, and for you, that home is in the barbershop. As far as your business is concerned, that home is there. And so everything in your home, if you are in charge, if you open the doors and say, and you running around telling people you proud, I'm the owner. This mine. You see this mine. You run around saying that, better take care of home. Better take care of home and make sure home got everything that it needs. Just saying. Just saying. I done touched on everybody. I done touched on the new barber, the barbershop owner, the barber, the student, everybody. Hey, you better stop running. I'm telling you right now, your life gets easier when you're disciplined. That's when freedom comes. Because if you waking up every day and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing today, this is why having a job is easier. Because you have a structure to follow. Right? When you go to work, you have a structure. Now you don't like the structure anymore, but you get out of it and then you realize that you need it. You realize that you need it. You need that structure. You want that structure. But see, you ran from it for so long, you don't understand how to do it. So now you have to learn. And oh, it's difficult. Oh, it's hard. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. Did you know that you could be a barber? Did you know that you could be a parent? I'm just adding. When you picked up the Clippers for the first time, did you know that you could do this? Or did you have some doubt? Sure, you had some doubt. It's okay. Just saying, guys. Just saying. Get started with what you got. You'll figure it out as it goes. Just go. Get you some guidance, get you some mentors around you, and do that, and just do it. Just get you some guidance. Get the stuff around you that you need. If you don't know what you need, again, you got a smartphone or a computer or access to the internet. Go to the library if you need to. I don't care. Get what you need to get. Period. Guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Don't give up because it gets hard. Stay focused. Get some discipline in your life. Yes, discipline. And instilling discipline in a place that has been undisciplined is very, very difficult, especially if you can't leave some of the situations that you're in. But get you some discipline, some structure, some consistency. Get some organization. Even if you just start with one thing and let that translate over into the rest of your life, slowly but surely. If you've worked in a very unorganized manner for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, guess what? You say I'm going to be disciplined today doesn't mean that you're going to be disciplined tomorrow. You have to train yourself for that. And that's okay. All right? That's okay. Have a wonderful night, guys. Tonight is episode 97? 97. Yeah. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Surely we are. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. So this message is for everybody. Now, I know we talk a lot about barbering, but some people may get some use out of it. So share. If you enjoyed it, share it. Thank you again. Have a wonderful night.